You black people always think you're above the law. License and registration, now! The white cop leans into her window on Highway 285, outside Fort Stewart Military Base, his voice thick with racist contempt, as he puts this black woman in what he thinks is her place. She's Lieutenant Colonel Bianca Taylor. She just inspected water systems keeping 12,000 soldiers alive, 20 years of service, driving home to her black daughter. He sees only black skin. Out of the car. Sir, what did I say speak? Out. Hands up, I know you black people. No violation, just driving while black, his hand on his gun. White drivers stare as another black woman gets humiliated. Witnesses record everything. Body camera goes dark, 47 seconds. He sees her military ID, Lieutenant Colonel, returning from inspection. She outranks everyone. Too late. Federal charges. Sheriff resigns. System destroyed. One black woman with rank and proof. One. Stay, watch justice. Comment if profiled for being black. Bianca Taylor wakes at 5:30. 20 years, same routine, coffee black, uniform pressed. The eagle on her collar catches morning light through the kitchen window. Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. She's built bridges in 3 continents, inspected dams, certified water systems that serve millions. She's also black, a black woman in uniform. And she learned long ago that sometimes, too often, the uniform isn't enough. Today is Infrastructure Audit Day. Fort Stewart's water treatment facility high stakes, zero margin for error. The base serves 12,000 personnel. One contamination event, one structural failure, and it's not just numbers on a report. It's lives. Emma, her 12-year-old daughter, shuffles into the kitchen. School uniform half tucked, backpack dragging. Morning, Mom. Bianca smiles. Morning, sweetheart. Pop-Tart or cereal? Pop-Tart. When you coming home? Usual time, 5:30. We'll do pasta tonight, your choice of sauce. Emma grins. Alfredo. Deal. The inspection runs smooth. Bianca walks the treatment lines with base engineers, takes water samples, reviews maintenance logs, checks pressure valves, filtration systems, backup generators, everything documented, everything by the book. This isn't routine work, it's national security. Infrastructure that keeps soldiers safe, keeps missions operational. At 16:15, she signs the final report. Facility status operational. Safety rating exceeds standards. Her phone buzzes. Emma, miss you already. Bianca replies, on my way, sweetheart. Dinner at 6. Just finished the inspection. Heading home now. She doesn't text about the last time she got pulled over. 2 years ago, same stretch of road, same lack of explanation. That time she let it go. Didn't want trouble. Didn't want to be that person making waves. Just handed over her license, got a warning for a broken taillight that wasn't broken, drove away. Today feels lighter. The inspection went well. Her promotion to full colonel, the one she's worked 2 decades for, comes up for review next month. Captain Holland promised a strong recommendation. Everything's aligned. She merges onto Highway 285. Traffic's light. The afternoon sun slants low across pine trees. Radio plays soft jazz. She taps the steering wheel, thinks about Emma's Alfredo sauce, about whether they have enough Parmesan. Her phone sits in the cup holder. No alerts, no emergencies. Just a quiet Friday drive home after completing a critical military inspection. The billboard for Fort Stewart passes on her left. Defending freedom since 1940. She's defended it too. 20 years. Germany, Iraq, stateside. Built infrastructure that kept soldiers safe, kept missions running. She's proud of that. The sedan hums steady at 55. No speeding, no weaving. Turn signal for every lane change. Headlights on even though it's still bright. She learned long ago. Give them nothing to question, except sometimes nothing isn't enough. She checks the mirror. Traffic normal. A few cars behind. One truck, one sedan, one patrol car with lights. Red and blue flashing. Her pulse kicks. She glances at the speedometer. 54. No violation. Taillights work. Registration current. Inspection sticker valid. She signals right, pulls onto the shoulder. Gravel crunches under tires. Engine idles. She puts the car in park, hands it 10 and 2 on the wheel. Waits. The patrol car stops 20 feet back. Door opens, boots on gravel. Slow, deliberate. She's returning from a military inspection. He's about to make a mistake he can't undo. 16 hours, 48 minutes, and 23 seconds. Computer-aided dispatch logs the stop. Highway 285, mile marker 14, directly outside Fort Stewart's main gate. Unit 447, Officer Travis Garrett. Bianca watches him approach in the side mirror. Mid-30s, buzz cut, sunglasses even though the sun's behind him. His hand rests near his belt. Not on his weapon, but close. He taps the window with 2 knuckles. She rolls it down. Good afternoon, officer. License and registration. She reaches slowly for the glove box. No sudden movements. Hands visible. She learned this too. May I ask why you pulled me over? Silence. He takes her documents, studies them, looks at her. A black woman in business casual. Looks at the license photo. Back to her. Is there a problem, officer? Step out of the vehicle, ma'am. Her stomach tightens. I'd like to know the reason for the stop first. Step out of the vehicle. Sir, I haven't been informed of any violation. Ma'am. His voice drops, colder. I'm not asking. Step out. Traffic slows. A pickup truck drifts past, driver craning to look. Another car, a minivan. People stare. She feels their eyes, feels the heat rising in her chest, the tightness in her throat. She doesn't move. Officer, I'm entitled to know why. If you don't comply, I will have to take further action. Further action for what? Her voice stays level, calm. She won't give him an excuse. I haven't violated any traffic laws. I'm asking a legal question. Behind them, a sedan pulls onto the shoulder, 50 yards back. Driver's door opens. A man steps out. Mid-40s, graying beard. He leans against his car, phone out, recording. Travis glances back, sees the phone. His jaw tightens. Another car slows, pulls off. A woman this time, younger. She stands by her door, phone up. Travis turns back to Bianca. His hand moves to his chest, to the body camera clipped there. His fingers brush it. Press. 16 hours, 48 minutes, and 10 seconds. The body cam stops recording. 47 seconds of darkness. When it blinks back on, Travis's voice has changed. Ma'am, I need you to calm down. Bianca hasn't raised her voice, hasn't moved. Her hands are still on the wheel. I am calm, officer. You're being uncooperative. I'm asking for the reason I was stopped. That's my right. The man with the graying beard takes 3 steps closer, still recording. Everything okay here? Travis doesn't look at him. Sir, step back to your vehicle. Just making sure everyone's safe. Sir, step back. The woman with the phone moves closer too. I'm recording this for the record. Travis keys his radio. Dispatch 447, I need... He pauses. Doesn't say backup, says, I need a supervisor to my location. Not backup, supervisor, that's strange. Bianca's pulse hammers. She knows this feeling. Knew it 2 years ago. Knew it every time she's been pulled over for no reason. The anger, yes. But more than that, the fear. The kind that sits cold in your stomach. The kind that says one wrong move and this could go very, very wrong. But this time, something's different. This time, there are witnesses. This time, their cameras are recording what his won't show. This time, she has something he doesn't know about yet. Travis hands back her license. You're free to go. Just like that. No ticket, no warning, no explanation. Am I free to go because you realized you had no reason to stop me? His jaw works. You're free to go, ma'am. I'd like your name and badge number. He points to his nameplate. It's right there. Have a good day. He turns, walks back to his patrol car, boots crunching gravel, doesn't wait for her to pull away first, just drives off. The man with the beard approaches her window. You okay? Bianca nods, doesn't trust her voice yet. I got the whole thing. If you need it. She takes his number, thanks him. Her hands shake as she shifts into drive. 1702. She pulls back onto the highway. She was returning from a military inspection. He didn't know, and by the time he finds out, it'll be too late. Emma's waiting on the porch when Bianca pulls into the driveway. 17 minutes late. Not terrible, but later than promised. Mom, you okay? Bianca forces a smile. I'm fine, baby, just traffic. But she's not fine. Her hands still shake, her throat still tight. She walks inside, sets her keys down, stares at nothing. Emma follows. Mom, I got pulled over. Again? Again. That word sits heavy. 12 years old and Emma already knows again. Yeah, again. Did you do something wrong? And there it is. The question that cuts deepest. Did she do something wrong? Does she ever? Does it matter? No, sweetheart, I didn't. I was just driving home from the base inspection. Emma hugs her. Small arms tight around her waist. Bianca holds her, breathes, tries to let the anger settle. It doesn't settle. That night, she calls Captain Holland, her direct supervisor at Fort Stewart. 28 years in the Army, seen it all, good guy. He listens. "Bianca, I'm sorry, he sighs. "That's unacceptable. You just completed a critical security inspection. You were on official business, and they stopped you for what?" "Nothing. No reason given. You want to file a complaint?" "I don't know yet. I just needed to tell someone." "You need anything from me, you let me know. I'll back you." "Thanks, sir." She hangs up, stares at her phone. Should she let it go? She let it go last time. Let it go the time before. How many times has she let things go because fighting felt harder than swallowing it? Her phone buzzes. Unknown number. "Hi, Colonel Taylor. My name is Sarah Bennett. I'm a journalist with the Georgia Transparency Project. A video from this afternoon was shared in a veterans group, a black woman in a traffic stop near Fort Stewart. I'd like to talk. No pressure. Just, if you want to." Bianca stares at the message. A journalist. That's the last thing she needs right now. Media attention. Optics. The Army hates optics. Stay quiet, stay professional, don't make waves. That's the unwritten rule, but she thinks about Emma's question. "Did you do something wrong?" She thinks about 2 years ago, 4 years before that. Every time she's been stopped for reasons that evaporate when challenged. She thinks about the body cam, the way Travis touched it, the way it went dark. She thinks about being a black woman returning from a military inspection and still not being safe. She replies, "Let's talk." Sarah Bennett meets her at a coffee shop in Hinesville 2 days later. Early 40s, sharp eyes, notebook worn at the edges. She doesn't record without asking, doesn't push when Bianca hesitates. "How many times has this happened to you?" Sarah asks. "Enough that my daughter knows the word again." Sarah nods, writes something down. "I've been tracking complaints against Chatham County Sheriff's Office for 3 years. Patterns, inconsistencies. There's something there, but I've never had a case strong enough to break it open." "And you think mine is?" "I think yours has witnesses, video, timestamps, and I think you're someone they can't easily dismiss. A black woman, yes, but also a lieutenant colonel, fresh from inspecting military infrastructure. That's a different story than they're used to." Bianca sips her coffee. "What do you need from me?" "Permission to file a FOIA request. Georgia Open Records Act, internal affairs records, complaint histories, body camera footage, all of it. They'll fight it. They will. But we'll win, eventually." Bianca thinks about Captain Holland's support, thinks about her promotion review, thinks about Emma, thinks about every black woman who gets pulled over and stays silent because speaking up feels too dangerous. Do it. 10 days later, the records come through. Sarah calls, voice tight with something between anger and vindication. "Bianca, 15 complaints, 6 years, same officer, 15. 3 of them are veterans, black veterans, all dismissed internally. No discipline, no retraining, nothing." Bianca closes her eyes. "Send me everything." The file is 214 pages. She reads every one. Complaint #1, April 2018, black male, age 34, pulled over near Fort Stewart. No reason given. Vehicle searched. Nothing found. Complaint dismissed. Officer discretion. Complaint #4, September 2019. Hispanic female, age 29, pulled over same area. Asked to step out. Backup called. Let go after 20 minutes. Complaint dismissed. Insufficient evidence. Complaint #8, February 2021. Black male, age 52, veteran, Purple Heart recipient, pulled over. Body cam footage missing. Complaint dismissed. Technical malfunction. Complaint #12, June 2022. Black female, age 41. Pulled over. Vehicle impounded. Later released. Administrative error. Same officer. Travis Garrett. Same area. Highway 285 within a quarter mile of Fort Stewart's main gate. Same outcome. Dismissed, dismissed, dismissed. Sarah sends another file. GPS metadata from the computer-aided dispatch system. Public record, technically, but buried under layers of bureaucracy. 12 stops in 30 days. All between 1630 and 1715. All within 400 meters of the base gate. All drivers. People of color. Not coincidence. Pattern. The pattern of a cop who didn't realize until too late that one of those stops would finally break the system wide open. Sarah finds something else. Not in the official records. In a Reddit thread from 5 months ago. Anonymous post, deleted now but archived. Chatham County SO has quotas. They won't call them quotas. Performance metrics. 20 stops per month minimum or you lose your bonus. They target the base crowd because nobody fights back. Military folks don't want trouble. Easy pickings. Bianca reads it 3 times. Thinks about every service member she knows who's been pulled over, let go, told themselves it wasn't worth the fight. Easy pickings. Until they picked the wrong person. She calls Sarah. I want to go public. You sure? Once we do this, I'm sure. He pulled over a black woman returning from a military inspection. He thought I was just another target. He realized too late what he'd done. Now everyone else needs to know. Sarah pauses. There's something you should know first. I found dashcam footage, not from Travis's car, from the backup unit that arrived after you left. I thought he called for a supervisor. He did, but protocol requires a second unit on all prolonged stops. Unit 339 was dispatched automatically. Their dashcam caught everything, including the 47 seconds his body cam was off. Different angle, but crystal clear. Bianca's breath catches. They have footage he doesn't know exists? They have footage the department doesn't know exists. The officer who responded, rookie, 3 months on the job, forgot to mark it as relevant in the system. It's just sitting there in the archive, waiting. Can you get it? Already did. FOIA request includes all footage from responding units. They have to hand it over. The moment Travis touched that body cam, the moment he thought he was erasing evidence, a second camera was already recording everything. He realized his mistake 4 minutes too late. The evidence was already locked in. 3 days later, Sarah publishes the first article. Georgia Transparency Project. Headline: Black Army officer stopped without cause after military inspection. Pattern of complaints raises questions. The article is careful, factual, names Bianca, who gave permission, references Officer G and Chatham County, includes timestamps, GPS data, complaint statistics, the body cam gap, the fact that she was returning from inspecting critical infrastructure. No speculation, just facts. It gets 43 shares the first hour, 200 by evening. By morning, it's been picked up by Atlanta's CBS affiliate. Bianca's phone rings. Captain Holland. Colonel Taylor, I saw the article. Her stomach drops. Sir, I'm calling to tell you that you have my full support. You were on official business. You just completed a critical security inspection, and they stopped you anyway. I've already contacted the base JAG office. If you need anything legal, professional, anything, you tell me. Relief floods through her. Thank you, sir. One more thing. Your promotion review? I'm accelerating it. Full endorsement. You've earned it 10 times over, and I'm not letting this derail it. She hangs up, sits in her kitchen. Emma's at school. The house is quiet. Her phone buzzes again. Unknown number. She almost ignores it. Then reads the message. Colonel Taylor, my name is Lisa Monroe. I'm an attorney with the ACLU of Georgia. We'd like to help. Pro bono, no strings. A black woman pulled over after completing military duties. This is exactly the kind of case we exist for. Bianca stares at the screen. An attorney, a journalist, a captain. Witnesses with video. 2 weeks ago, she was alone on a roadside watching a cop walk away without explanation. A cop who realized too late, only after seeing her military ID, that he'd made a mistake. But by then, the witnesses were already recording. The timeline was already logged. The evidence was already permanent. Too late to undo it. Now she has an army of her own. Lisa Monroe arrives at Bianca's house with 2 briefcases and a plan. Former prosecutor, 12 years with the ACLU, specializes in civil rights violations. She spreads documents across the dining table like a general planning a campaign. First, we need to understand the full scope, Lisa says. Sarah's FOIA request gave us the tip of the iceberg. Now we go deeper. She opens her laptop. Pulls up a spreadsheet. 15 rows, each one a complaint against Travis Garrett. Complaint number 1, April 2018. Marcus Johnson, age 34, black male, veteran. Pulled over on Highway 285, 1652, same time frame you were stopped. Vehicle searched. No contraband found. Complaint filed. Officer provided no reason for stop. Department response. Officer observed erratic driving. Search conducted with verbal consent. Case closed. Lisa clicks to the next row. Complaint number 4, September 2019. Rosa Martinez, age 29, Hispanic female. Pulled over same location, 1703. Asked to exit vehicle. Backup called. Detained 22 minutes. Let go with verbal warning. Complaint filed. Unlawful detention. Department response. Officer had reasonable suspicion. Detention time within acceptable parameters. Case closed. She continues down the list. Same area, same officer, same outcomes. Dismissed, dismissed, dismissed. Notice anything? Lisa asks. Bianca nods. Time of day. They're all between 4:30 and 5:15. End of shift for the base. People returning from work, from inspections, from duty. Exactly. And look at this. Lisa pulls up another document. GPS metadata from the computer-aided dispatch system. I mapped every stop Travis Garrett made in the last 6 months. Here's January. A map appears. Red dots clustered near Fort Stewart's main gate. 12 dots total. February, more dots. Same location, 15 dots. March up to your incident, 18 dots. All within 400 meters of the base entrance. All between 1630 and 1715. All drivers people of color. 73% military or veteran. All people just trying to get home after serving their country. Bianca stares at the map. He's targeting service members, black service members. He's hunting, Lisa corrects. And he's good at it. Knows military folks won't fight, won't complain, won't risk their careers. He probably pulled over dozens more who never reported it. You're just the one he realized too late he shouldn't have touched. Sarah joins them an hour later, brings coffee and another file. I've been digging into Chatham County's financials, she says. Public records, budget reports, grant applications. Found something interesting. She opens a PDF. County budget, fiscal year 2023. Revenue sources listed: property tax, sales tax, state grants, and, buried on page 47, asset forfeiture and civil recovery. Sarah highlights a number. $847,000. Asset forfeiture, Lisa explains. When police seize property, cars, cash, whatever, during arrests or investigations, it goes into the department budget. That's legal? Bianca asks. Technically, with oversight. But here's the thing. Sarah pulls up another document. I cross-referenced seizure reports with stop data. Guess which officer has the highest seizure rate in the department? Bianca doesn't need to guess. Travis Garrett, 32 seizures in 18 months. Average value $1,800. Total $57,600. Lisa leans forward. Now look at this. She opens an email. Internal memo dated 6 months ago. Subject line, Performance Incentive Program. The memo is short. Effective immediately. Deputies meeting monthly activity benchmarks will receive performance bonuses. Benchmarks. Minimum 20 traffic stops. Minimum 5 citations. Minimum 2 arrests or seizures. Bonus structure. $200 base, $100 per additional stop over $20, $50 per seizure. Signed, Sergeant Michael Hayes. Approved, Sheriff Ron Whitfield. They created a quota system, Bianca says quietly. They created a profit system, Lisa corrects. Stop people, find a reason to seize property, get paid, and they target people leaving military bases because they assume, correctly, until now, that service members won't fight back. Sarah pulls out her phone, shows a photo, a house, oceanfront, big. This is Sheriff Whitfield's new place, Hilton Head Island. Purchased 8 months ago, cash, $2.4 million. That on a sheriff's salary? Public record shows his annual pay at $92,000. I checked property records for the last 5 years. He owned a modest ranch house in Savannah. Sold it 2 years ago for $215,000. Where'd the other $2 million come from? They sit in silence, the pieces fitting together. Quotas, seizures, bonuses, a sheriff's mansion, not corruption, a system that worked perfectly, until Travis Garrett pulled over a black woman returning from a military inspection and realized too late what he'd done. That evening, Lisa's phone rings. She steps outside, talks for 12 minutes, comes back pale. That was David Cross, retired internal affairs investigator, 18 years with Savannah Metro Police. Heard about our case. And he wants to testify. Says he helped design the training program Chatham County uses, including the body camera protocols. Why would he testify against his own work? Lisa's jaw tightens. Because they're using it wrong. He trained them to disable cameras in active threat situations, hostage scenarios, immediate danger, not traffic stops. He says the manual shutdown requires 3 deliberate actions, not accidental, not a malfunction, choice. Bianca leans back. Will he say that under oath? He already signed an affidavit. Sarah publishes her second article 3 days later. Follow the money, how one Georgia county turned traffic stops into revenue. No names, just numbers. GPS coordinates, budget documents, the performance incentive memo. All public record, all verifiable. The article goes viral. 50,000 shares in 24 hours. CNN picks it up. NPR. Washington Post runs a sidebar on civil asset forfeiture nationwide, mentioning the case of a black Army officer stopped after completing a military inspection. Bianca's phone doesn't stop ringing. Reporters, advocates, and, this surprises her, veterans, a retired sergeant from Fort Benning. Same thing happened to me. Different county, but same playbook. I thought I was alone. A Navy corpsman. Thank you for speaking up. I've been pulled over 4 times near Camp Lejeune. Never knew why. Just knew I was black and in uniform, and that wasn't enough. A Marine gunnery sergeant. I filed a complaint in 2021. Nothing happened. Thought maybe I was crazy. By the end of the week, 7 more veterans have contacted Sarah, all with similar stories, all willing to go on record. Georgia Veterans Coalition releases a statement. We stand with Lieutenant Colonel Taylor. When a black woman returning from inspecting military infrastructure is targeted on our highways, that's not law enforcement, that's harassment. A GoFundMe appears. Legal Defense Fund. Bianca didn't set it up. Someone in the veteran community did. Target, $10,000 for court costs. It raises $87,000 in 5 days. Lisa files a federal lawsuit. Civil rights violation under Section 1983. Named defendants, Officer Travis Garrett and Sheriff Ron Whitfield in their official capacities. Chatham County Sheriff's Office as an institution. The complaint is 63 pages. Every stop, every dismissed complaint, the GPS data, the body cam gap, the performance incentive program, the asset seizure revenue, David Cross's affidavit, and front and center, Lieutenant Colonel Bianca Taylor, black woman, Army officer pulled over while returning from a critical military inspection. Receipts stacked like evidence at trial, because that's exactly what they are. If you've ever felt like the system was too big to change, stay with us, because what happens next proves otherwise. The lawsuit hits Chatham County like a thunderclap. Within hours, Sheriff Whitfield holds another press conference. These allegations are reckless and unfounded, he says. Voice harder now, less measured. Lieutenant Colonel Taylor was treated with professionalism. The stop was brief and courteous. She was free to go within minutes. A reporter interrupts. What about the body cam footage gap? Equipment issues are being addressed, but let me be clear. This lawsuit is not about one traffic stop. It's about attacking law enforcement, about second-guessing split-second decisions made by officers who risk their lives every day. Another reporter. But she was returning from a military inspection. She's a lieutenant colonel. Why was she stopped at all? Whitfield's jaw tightens. Officers don't check resumes before conducting traffic stops. If there was a legitimate reason for the stop, race and occupation are irrelevant. What about the GPS data showing patterns of targeting black drivers near the base? Officers patrol high-traffic areas. That's not targeting. That's effective policing. What about the performance bonus memo? No comment on internal personnel policies. The press conference ends abruptly. 2 days later, Bianca receives a letter, certified mail from a law firm in Atlanta, Hawthorne and Associates. She opens it with Lisa on speakerphone. Cease and desist, Lisa reads, on behalf of Officer Travis Garrett, alleging defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and interference with official duties. They're claiming you've damaged his reputation by publicizing what they call a routine traffic stop. Routine? I was returning from inspecting military infrastructure. I know. It's posturing. They want you scared. I'm not scared. Good, because it gets worse. The next letter arrives the same day. Different firm, same message. This one from Sheriff Whitfield's personal attorney. Same claims, same threats. And then the phone call. Captain Holland's voice is tight. Bianca, I need to talk to you. Not as your commander, as a friend. Her stomach drops. What's wrong? I got a call from the base legal office. The sheriff's office reached out to Fort Stewart's liaison. They're requesting that you refrain from further public statements. They're saying it creates friction between the military and local law enforcement. They can't order that. They're not ordering. They're requesting, strongly. They're calling it interagency cooperation, saying that public disputes between military personnel, especially senior officers returning from inspections, and local law enforcement create security concerns. That's bullshit. I know, but they're putting pressure on the chain of command. I've pushed back. So has Jag. But there are people above me who want this to go away quietly. By quietly, you mean? By you dropping it. Silence stretches between them. Sir, I can't do that. Not when they're targeting black service members. I know, and I'm not asking you to. I'm just warning you. There's going to be blowback. On your career, your reputation. They'll try to make you the problem instead of the system. Let them try. But the blowback comes faster than she expects. The next morning, 2 colleagues avoid her in the hallway. Don't make eye contact, duck into offices. At lunch, the table she usually sits at fills up before she arrives. No one saves her a seat. One captain, someone she's worked with for 3 years, approaches her later, quiet, apologetic. Bianca, I'm sorry. I want to support you, but I'm up for promotion too, and word is anyone associated with this case might get flagged as high risk. High risk for what? For being black and pulled over after an inspection? He looks at the floor. For creating command climate issues. For not being a team player. I'm being targeted by corrupt cops and I'm not a team player? He looks miserable. I'm sorry, I really am. He walks away. That night, Emma finds her at the kitchen table. Documents everywhere. Laptop open, coffee cold. Mom? Bianca looks up, tries to smile. Can't. Emma sits down. Are you okay? I'm fine, baby. You're not fine. You've been on the phone all week. You barely sleep. And today, Mrs. Patterson asked me if you were in trouble. Bianca's chest tightens. What did you tell her? I told her you were just driving home from work, from inspecting the base, and someone stopped you for no reason, and now you're making sure it doesn't happen to anyone else. Tears sting Bianca's eyes. She pulls Emma close. Did I do something wrong? Emma asks quietly, the question she asked 2 weeks ago, still asking. No, sweetheart, you did everything right. Sarah calls the next morning, voice shaking. I got an email, anonymous, sent through an encrypted service. What did it say? Drop the story or we'll drop you. We know where you live. Bianca closes her eyes. Did you report it? To who? The cops? Fair point. I'm not stopping, Sarah says, but I wanted you to know. They're escalating. Lisa calls an hour later. Internal Affairs closed their investigation. Already? Already. Finding no evidence of misconduct. Officer Garrett acted within policy. The fact that you were returning from a military inspection is deemed irrelevant to the stop. Case closed. They had 15 complaints, GPS data, witness video. How? They ignored it. All of it. Called the complaints unsubstantiated. Called the GPS data circumstantial. Called the body cam gap a technical issue. Called your military status not a factor. So that's it? That's never it. We have the federal lawsuit. We have David Cross. We have public pressure. But yes, internally they're protecting him, even though he realized too late he'd stopped the wrong person. Bianca sits in silence. She thought truth mattered. Thought being a black woman returning from military duty would matter. Thought evidence mattered. Now she's learning. The system protects itself first. Night 3 without real sleep. Bianca sits at her kitchen table. 2:17 on the microwave clock. Documents spread around her like wreckage. Complaint files, GPS maps, legal briefs, all of it proof. None of it enough. The house is dark except for the laptop glow. Emma's asleep upstairs. Bianca should sleep too. Can't. She keeps replaying it. The stop. Travis's face when he saw her. The body cam going dark. His voice when it came back on. Ma'am, I need you to calm down. When she'd never raised her voice, never lost control. She thinks about the moment he saw her military ID, the way his expression changed, the sudden shift from aggression to retreat. He realized then, too late, that she wasn't who he thought she was. But the truth is, it shouldn't have mattered. Black woman, white woman, military, civilian, none of it should matter for a stop with no cause. The fact that he only backed down after seeing her rank proves the problem. He judged her skin before her service. And by the time he realized his mistake, the witnesses were already recording. The body cam gap was already logged. The evidence was already locked in. Too late. Except maybe it's too late for her too. Her cursor hovers over Sarah's contact. Delete. One click. This all goes away. She drops the lawsuit, issues a statement about moving forward, goes back to work, gets her promotion, raises Emma without this hanging over them. One click. Her finger freezes. She thinks about Marcus Johnson. April 2018. Pulled over. Searched. Nothing found. Complaint dismissed. She thinks about Rosa Martinez. September 2019. Detained 22 minutes. Let go. Complaint dismissed. She thinks about the Purple Heart recipient whose body cam footage malfunctioned. 15 people. 15 times someone said this isn't right and got told it was. How many were black? How many were coming home from serving their country? How many times did Travis Garrett realize too late that he'd crossed a line and then watch the system erase it anyway? She closes the contact screen. Not tonight. Morning comes gray and cold. Emma shuffles into the kitchen, uniform half tucked again, backpack dragging. She looks at Bianca, red eyes, coffee cup shaking slightly in her hands. Mom, you didn't sleep. I'm okay. You're not. Emma sits down, 12 years old but seeing right through her. You can stop, you know. If it's too hard, I won't think less of you. Bianca's throat tightens. I know you won't, baby. Then why are you doing this? Because 15 people deserve better. Because the next black woman pulled over deserves better. Because Emma deserves a world where returning from military duty means something, where your uniform matters more than your skin. But she doesn't say that. Just, because it's right. Emma nods, gets up, hugs her mom tight. Okay, then I'm with you. After Emma leaves for school, Bianca sits alone again, still exhausted, still scared. But something shifts. Her phone rings. Unknown number. She almost ignores it, then answers. Colonel Taylor, this is Sergeant Williams, Army Public Affairs. I'm calling because we've received multiple media requests about your situation. Here it comes, the order to stay quiet. And the Secretary of the Army wants you to know you have the full support of the department. A black lieutenant colonel stopped without cause while returning from a critical inspection. That's unacceptable. We stand behind service members who face discrimination. If you need anything, legal assistance, public statement support, anything, you let us know. Bianca's breath catches. Say that again? You're not alone in this, Colonel, that's the message. Officer Garrett realized too late that he'd made a mistake. Now the whole Army's going to make sure everyone knows it. She hangs up, stares at nothing. Not alone. Maybe the system doesn't always protect itself first. Maybe sometimes it protects the people who need it most. Day 18. A retired Army sergeant named David Brooks posts on the Georgia Veterans Coalition Facebook page. Same officer, same road, same lie. June 2022. I'm a black veteran. I kept quiet because I didn't think anyone would believe me. But I see Colonel Taylor speaking up. A black woman pulled over after a military inspection, and I can't stay silent anymore. Travis Garrett pulled me over on Highway 285. No reason. Searched my truck. Found nothing. Let me go after 40 minutes. I filed a complaint. Nothing happened. He realized I was military too late after he'd already searched everything. If anyone else has a story like this, now's the time. The post gets 43 comments in 2 hours. Me too. April 2021, black male, same officer, same location. I was coming back from base. Me. September 2019, detained, backup called, let go, no explanation. He saw my military ID and changed his tone, but the damage was done. I'm active duty at Fort Stewart. Happened twice last year. I'm black. I thought it was just me. Within 48 hours, 7 veterans have contacted Sarah directly. 6 are black, all willing to go on record, all with similar stories, all dismissed by Internal Affairs. Lisa adds them to the federal lawsuit, amended complaint. Now it's not just Bianca, it's a pattern and practice case, systemic targeting of black service members returning from duty. The Georgia Veterans Coalition releases a statement. When black men and women who defend our nation face harassment while returning from military installations, that's not policing. That's betrayal. We stand with Lieutenant Colonel Taylor and every black veteran targeted by this practice. The statement gets picked up by Military Times, Army Times, Stars and Stripes. By the end of the week, it's national news. The GoFundMe hits $132,000. People Bianca has never met contributing $20, $50, $100. Comments flood in. Thank you for your service and your courage. As a black veteran, I know exactly what you faced. My brother, black, military, was pulled over the same way. He didn't fight it. I wish he had. Sending support from a fellow veteran. You're not alone. He realized too late he couldn't silence all of us. Bianca reads every one. Emma reads them too. Mom, look at this. Emma shows her a comment from a high school teacher in Oregon. Teaching my students about civil rights. Using your case as an example. Black woman military officer stopped after inspection. How one person can make a difference. Thank you. Bianca's eyes sting. One person. Except she's not one person anymore. She's 15 veterans, 7 witnesses, 83,000 people who donated, hundreds of thousands who shared the story, an army. Lisa files a motion for discovery, demands full access to Chatham County's body camera archives, GPS data, and financial records. The sheriff's office fights it. Federal judge orders compliance. 2 weeks later, the files arrive. Terabytes of data. Sarah and Lisa spend 72 hours going through it. They find 38 additional stops. Same officer, same location, same pattern. 23 drivers are black. None resulted in citations. None resulted in arrests. All resulted in warnings, or administrative holds, or vehicles impounded and later released. All people who were told they were free to go only after Travis Garrett realized, too late, that continuing would expose him. Lisa adds the 38 stops to the amended complaint. Now it's not 15 complaints, it's 53 documented incidents over 6 years. A system that worked until one black woman returning from a military inspection refused to stay silent, and then David Cross calls. I found something else, he says. Training logs. From when I worked with Chatham County. They took my protocols for emergency situations and weaponized them for traffic stops. I taught them how to turn off cameras quickly. They're using it to hide misconduct, and they keep doing it because they realize too late after the cameras are off that they've left evidence gaps that prove intent. Will you testify to that? Already on the record. Sarah's call comes at 6:30. Bianca's making Emma's breakfast. I found it. Sarah's voice trembles. Not fear, excitement. Bianca, I found the money. What money? All of it. The reason they target black drivers near the base. The reason Travis Garrett didn't realize until too late that stopping you would expose everything. Bianca puts the phone on speaker. Explain. I've been tracking civil asset seizures, public records, cross-referencing with county budget reports. There's a company called Liberty Towing. They have an exclusive contract with Chatham County Sheriff's Office. Every vehicle impounded goes through them. Okay. The contract gives 40% of towing revenue back to the Sheriff's Office, labeled as Training and Equipment Fund. Last year alone, Liberty Towing generated $212,000 in revenue. 40% of that, $84,000, went straight into Chatham County budget. That's legal? Barely. It's a gray area. But here's the thing. I pulled business registration records for Liberty Towing, ownership structure, and guess who's listed as a silent partner? Bianca waits. Sheriff Ron Whitfield's brother-in-law, Marcus Whitfield. The kitchen goes silent. He profits from seizures his own department authorizes, including seizures from stops of black drivers near military bases. It gets better. I pulled Travis Garrett's bank records, public through discovery. He receives monthly payments from Liberty Towing, $1,200, every month for 18 months, listed as referral fees. Bianca does the math. $21,600. He gets paid for every car he helps seize. That's why he targets people leaving the base. That's why he didn't realize until too late that a lieutenant colonel returning from an inspection, would have the resources to fight back. Lisa gets the bank records within hours, files them with the court, adds RICO allegations, Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. Not just civil rights violations anymore. Organized criminal enterprise targeting black service members. The news breaks that afternoon. Atlanta Journal-Constitution runs the headline, Sheriff's family profits from traffic stops of black drivers near military base. Federal lawsuit alleges systemic corruption. CNN picks it up. Fox, MSNBC. By evening, it's the lead story on national news. Sheriff Whitfield's lawyer releases a statement. These allegations are baseless and politically motivated. Sheriff Whitfield has no operational involvement in his brother-in-law's private business ventures. The race of drivers is irrelevant to legitimate law enforcement activities. But the documents don't lie. Contract signatures, payment records, revenue streams, GPS data showing disproportionate stops of black drivers. That evening, David Cross calls Lisa, voice tight. I need to tell you something about the body cameras, about why Travis Garrett realized too late what he'd done. Go ahead. When I trained Chatham County, I taught them the manual shutdown procedure. It's for emergencies, active shooters, hostage situations, life or death scenarios where you need operational security. And I taught them a version that leaves no audit trail, no automatic alert to dispatch, no flagging in the system. I thought I was helping them stay safe in genuine emergencies, but they've been using it to cover up misconduct. Every time an officer realizes mid-stop that they've made a mistake, pulled over the wrong person, escalated without cause, they hit that button. 47 seconds to compose themselves, then turn it back on and act like nothing happened. Will you testify to that? I already prepared an affidavit. Travis Garrett turned off his camera because he knew he'd made a mistake. He realized too late, after the witnesses started recording, that turning it off would be worse than leaving it on. That gap is proof of intent. Lisa hangs up. Calls Bianca. We have him. We have the money trail. We have the targeting of black drivers. We have the expert testimony. We have 53 incidents. We have everything. And we have proof that every time he realized he'd made a mistake, he tried to hide it, and realized too late that hiding it left evidence. Bianca sits down. Emma's doing homework at the table. What happens now? Now we go to court, and we make them answer for all of it. Emma looks up. You're going to win, aren't you, Mom? Bianca looks at her daughter, thinks about 15 complaints dismissed, 53 stops ignored, 23 black drivers targeted, $21,000 in payments, $84,000 in county revenue, all of it documented, all of it provable. All of it because one cop didn't realize until too late that he'd pulled over the wrong black woman. Yeah, baby, I think we are. Day 30, Chatham County Courthouse. Federal courtroom, second floor. The grand jury convenes at 9 o'clock. Bianca sits in the witness chair, hand on the Bible, Lisa standing beside her. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. 23 grand jurors. Ordinary citizens, retired teacher, mechanic, nurse, accountant, store manager. People who drive Highway 285. People who see police lights in their mirrors and wonder why. 3 are black. The prosecutor, Assistant U.S. Attorney Chen, walks Bianca through it, step by step. Colonel Taylor, please describe the events of March 14th. Where were you coming from? I was returning from Fort Stewart. I just completed a critical infrastructure inspection water treatment facility. Security clearance required. I signed off at 16:15 and headed home. And what happened at 16:47? She tells it, all of it. The inspection, the drive home, the lights, the stop. The questions ignored, the body cam going dark, the witnesses, Travis's sudden change when he saw her military ID. At any point, did Officer Garrett provide a reason for the stop? No. At any point, did he apologize or explain? No. He just said I was free to go. After he saw my rank, after he realized too late that he'd stopped a lieutenant colonel returning from a military inspection. Did that strike you as unusual? It struck me as proof he had no legal reason to stop me in the first place. And it struck me that he only cared after seeing my rank, not before. My skin mattered more than my service. The prosecutor nods, pulls up a screen, GPS data, red dots clustered near Fort Stewart. Can you identify these locations? Highway 285, near the base main gate, where service members, many of them black, drive home after duty. How many stops does this represent? 53 documented stops over 6 years, all by Officer Garrett, all in the same area, all during the same time window. 23 drivers were black, 73% military or veteran, all people just trying to get home after serving their country. A juror raises her hand, black woman, mid-50s. 53? And he never realized until it was too late that this would get exposed? Most people don't complain, Bianca says. They're scared. They're tired, they're black or brown, and they think, correctly, based on history, that nothing will change. He got away with it until he stopped someone who had the resources and rank to fight back, and by then the witnesses were recording. The evidence was locked, too late. Another juror. Did anything change after the 15 complaints? No, all dismissed. No discipline, no retraining, no acknowledgement. The system protected him, until it couldn't anymore. David Cross testifies next. 18 years internal affairs. Expert in body camera systems. Mr. Cross, when an officer manually disables an Axon Body 3 camera, what does that indicate? Deliberate choice. 3-second hold. The gap proves the officer realized something was wrong and tried to hide it. But by then, it's too late. The gap itself becomes evidence of intent. And in Officer Garrett's body cam on March 14th, the day he stopped a black lieutenant colonel returning from a military inspection? Manual shutdown, 47 seconds. He realized his mistake and tried to erase it. Too late. The gap proved everything. Lisa presents the bank records. $1,200 every month, 18 months. These payments came from Liberty Towing to Officer Garrett. What do they represent? Financial incentive. Every stop of a black driver that results in seizure generates revenue. He gets paid, and he kept doing it because nobody until Colonel Taylor had the resources to expose it. A juror interrupts. So he targeted black people leaving a military base for money? Yes. And he realized too late that one of them would finally break the system. Silence in the courtroom. The grand jury deliberates for 40 minutes. They return with a true bill. Sufficient evidence for criminal charges. Officer Travis Garrett, civil rights violations, deprivation under color of law, targeting based on race. Sheriff Ron Whitfield, conspiracy, official misconduct. Liberty Towing, LLC, RICO violations. He realized too late. Now everyone knows. 45 days after the grand jury vote, Officer Travis Garrett is placed on unpaid suspension pending trial. His attorney files a motion to dismiss. Federal judge denies it. The evidence, witnesses, dash cam, GPS data, bank records, the body cam gap is overwhelming. He realized too late that one stop would cost him everything. Sheriff Ron Whitfield announces his resignation, effective immediately, calls it retirement. The county commission accepts it without comment. His Hilton Head mansion is under federal investigation. The Department of Justice opens a pattern and practice investigation into Chatham County Sheriff's Office. Full audit. Every stop. Every complaint. Every dollar of asset seizure revenue from the last 10 years. Special focus on stops of black drivers near military installations. Liberty Towing's contract is terminated. Marcus Whitfield faces federal charges. The company files for bankruptcy. The performance incentive program is dissolved. Georgia legislature passes a bill prohibiting any law enforcement compensation tied to stops or seizures. It's called the Taylor Act. Bianca Taylor is promoted to full colonel. Ceremony in June. Emma stands beside her, proud. Captain Holland pins the eagles on her collar. The 15 veterans who came forward, 12 of them black, receive formal apologies from Chatham County. Settlements pending. Sarah Bennett's series on law enforcement accountability wins a regional journalism award. Lisa Monroe takes on 12 similar cases across Georgia. All pro bono. All involving black or brown drivers stopped near military bases. And on Highway 285 near Fort Stewart, the stops change. Not gone, but different. Accountable. Because no badge stands above the law, no uniform hides the truth. She wore the uniform. He saw only her skin. He realized his mistake too late. But the truth? The truth was right on time. If this story moved you, like and subscribe to see more stories about justice restored. And if you or someone you know, especially black service members returning from duty, face something similar, share in the comments below. Your voice can be the next one that changes everything.